Well, hello. I'm so excited for tonight's call. I love seeing your faces on here every Wednesday and just getting to spend some time together and just share and learn and inspire and encourage. He's not feeling the best tonight, and so he is super cranky. I gave him some Benadryl, to be honest. Anyways, I know you have a headache, buddy. I am just so excited to talk to you guys tonight, and I kind of want it to be an open discussion. I'm going to ask some questions, and I want you guys to be able to participate and just chat with me and give me feedback. That way we can kind of see where you're at and where I can help you with. So a few of the topics that we're going to talk about tonight is I want to really dig in with your belief, your confidence, and your mindset around messaging, because that I feel like can really be a struggle. And I know that as I've grown, sometimes it's still a struggle, and it's really all up here in that mindset. So I'm going to start with your belief. I want you to really tell me, you can unmute and tell me, you can tell me in the chat, do you see yourself as a salesperson? Okay, you're shaking your head no. So what do you see yourself as if you're not a salesperson? From the heart. What else? As a friend, okay? So if you don't see yourself as a salesperson, they said as a friend, someone wanting to offer hope. I love that one. What else? A health coach. I love that. So we're not salespeople. We're not. We are offering solutions to problems, right? That is something that we really have to hone in on. We're offering that problem solving, right? So we're a problem solver. We are providing solutions to their problems, and we are, yes, a wellness warrior. You're helping people with health goals. We're not salespeople, okay? So 100%, because a sales rep, does a sales rep care about the products that they're selling? They don't. They don't. I can tell you that 100%. A sales rep does not care about the products that they share. So I'm going to move positions here really quick. No, because you're being rude. So I'm going to, 1 second. I must sit in his bedroom. But anyway, so we are not salespeople. We do not sell things, because sales rep for companies don't care about the product that they're offering. They don't. So we are offering those solutions to problems, and we have to believe 100% in what we're offering. Do you guys agree with that? That you have to have 100% belief in what you're offering. So what I think is that we've kind of gotten used to hearing the health testimonies. We've kind of gotten used to the business testimonies and the opportunity testimonies. And so it's kind of like when people tell us their wins, we're just kind of like, yay. Like, honestly, have you caught yourself being like that before, or recently, or whenever? I really have tried to be watching some diamond documentaries lately. I've been trying to listen to more of the Because of Plexus on the Plexus YouTube channel. And it's really inspired me, because we have a company full of health testimonies. We have a huge company full of business testimonies. Look at every single one of you on here and look at the success that you've had. You may not be where you want to be, and that's okay, but you have made it where you are to this point because of amazing opportunity and amazing supplements, amazing products, right? So I want you to tell me in the chat, how much belief do you have? Like, honestly, be honest with me. Or do you believe 110% in these supplements that they change lives? Do you 100% believe that this business works? Do you believe that? I see some head nodding. Yes, 100%. Yes. Okay. You have to always have that belief. Even on the days that you have people push subs out, even on the days that people tell you these products don't work, even on the days that people say this business is too hard, I can't do this, right? 100% belief, because if you have that belief, guess what everyone else has? Guess what your team has? Because if your energy is up here and your belief is up here, then that's where your team's belief and energy is going to be. You want to be leading with that passion and that confidence, right? If you just go into a message and you're like, yeah, I know, like it is kind of expensive and it does take some time away from my family in the evenings, are you going to want to work with that person? No. I want to work with a person that's like, these supplements are going to change your life. I have seen it before. I've seen testimonies like yours, and I can show you how to be a mom, be in online classes, work full time, and be a success at network marketing. Like, that's the person I want to sign up with, right? That's the person that I want to be with. So your tone of voice, your demeanor is how your entire team is going to be. And if you're talking to your friends and your prospects like, well, yeah, like this business does work, but it's like I'm only making $500 this month. Like, wait, what? What? You're only making $500 this month? What would $500 do for the single mom down the road who is working 2 jobs and wants to feed her kids? Like, think about all of the things that $500 could do for you right now. Like, honestly, think. $500 is a lot of extra money. That pays groceries for the whole month. Okay? That pays for soccer or baseball. We know that extracurricular activities for the kids are not cheap. Okay? So do not play it small that you only made $500 this month. Okay? We all started at the bottom. I started where you were. I went silver. I went gold. I went senior gold. I went ruby. I went ruby 2 or 3 times. I went senior ruby 2 or 3 times, right? I tried for emerald twice, right? It's okay. That's my journey and that's my story. But I still have to have 100% belief that these products work and that this business works. You have to bring it, and you have to bring that confidence. You have to use that tone of voice. And that's why I feel like too, phone calls are so important.
I just want to play. And start off, I don't have it.
Voice messages and all of those things are so important. That way they can hear your passion. They can hear your voice, or they can see your face on a Zoom or see your face on a FaceTime, whatever floats your boat. But figure that out, what works for you. That way you can get in their face and you can lead them with that boldness that you have, with that confidence, right? Put your chin up a little bit. Put that head up. Put your shoulders back, right? When you're walking around and you're voice messaging somebody, put them shoulders back, girl. Put that smile on your face and remember what you're doing for their family and their health, right? So I just wanted to hit on that a little bit because I really feel like I can kind of see, you can easily fall into that slump and that funk that like maybe you didn't have an explosive March, or maybe you've had some subs push out, or you've had people tell you that this isn't working or the business is too hard and they don't have enough time or whatever. An objection is not a no. It's show me how. Help me understand. Okay? Dig in with these people. Show them when they say that they're too busy. Say, oh my gosh, let me show you. I totally get it. I was the same way. I felt the same way, right? Use that feel, felt, found method, right? So you've got to use that so you can be relatable to them, right? That makes so much difference is when you can relate to somebody. I love being a busy mom, right? Because how many moms are like all over the place all the time? But I can use that as like leverage because I can say like, I understand. I get where you're coming from, right? Like I've got the full-time job still. I've got kids and activities. Like I've got school or whatever it is. But let me show you how I started. Let me show you what I found worked. Okay. And you're just using that. So don't let the objections slow you down. Don't take the objections personal. It's not about you. It's truly about them and their mindset. It's usually that they're just playing small and they just have not grown and developed personally enough. And that's another thing that I cannot preach on enough is to make sure that you are doing weekly, daily affirmations, that you are reading a book, that you're listening to podcasts, that you're growing yourself, because I can tell you, I'm not the same leader I was 6 months ago. I'm not the leader that I was 4 years ago. And that's solely because I have grown myself. I have like worked my butt off to get where I am. And that came with stepping out of comfort zones, building that belief, right? Building that confidence and having 100% like in my heart that I would be at where I am today. And that's what I want you to really focus on tonight is Andrea had you make those graphics with your rank or your point goal or whatever it is. I want you to 100% believe and put it into the universe and just fight for it because you are worthy, you are deserving. And if you all could see what Andrea and Heather and Emily and Allie and I see in you guys and see the potential and how much we believe in you and how much that you can do, like you would be amazed at what we see in you. But you slow yourself down. And I don't want you to slow yourself down anymore. I don't want you to hold yourself back anymore. I don't want you to play small anymore. Because when you show up as a big leader and you show up with that confidence and your shoulders back and your chin up, people want to be around people like that. People are motivated and inspired. I'm going to sit right here. I was fixing your blanket. And so I want you to really work on that. Okay. I write some positive affirmations down. Mel Robbins, I'm going to start doing this. It might sound a little cuckoo, but she high fives herself every time she looks in the mirror. High five. Like we're going to start doing that. We're going to go to the mirror and every time we're in the bathroom or wherever and we see ourselves, we're going to give us a high five. I love that. And I don't think anything will build confidence more than a nice high five 4 or 5 times a day in the mirror, right? So just find something to build your belief. Use the diamond docs. Use the Because of Plexus on the YouTube channel. Read health testimonies. Read business testimonies. Don't fall into the like that this is just normal and this is what happens when they're on the products and this is what happens when they show up with the business. Like we've got to really learn that we've got to celebrate those things and make big deals about them. So, does anybody have anything to add? I know, Andrew, you just hopped on here. Heather, Allie, anything to add, Emily, about the confidence and the belief portion of this? Does anybody have anything to add that they've noticed? Like their growth as a leader? Anybody? No? Okay. So I want to kind of like switch gears a little bit. And I told you I wanted to talk about the mindset behind messaging. And it still goes back to the belief and the confidence. Because when you go into a message and your energy is blah, like people can read that. Like, can you not read a straight copy message like blah? message, like you can read that. You get that tone. You can sense it. Like you feel that. It feels gross. It feels nasty, right? So I want us to work on being authentic and being real and being genuine in your messaging. I want your, like, emotionally, I want you to be up here. And to be up here, you have to be full of joy. You have to be confident. You have to have belief, right? You have to have, be so focused on the blessings. That way, all of the negative things are not even relevant, right? Because when you are down on yourself and you're insecure, and maybe you've got some fears, and maybe you've got some worries, and you've had some disappointments, and maybe you're frustrated, that comes out. That comes out to your team. That comes out to your prospects. All of that is just known. It like oozes out from your pores. And so if you look at any IPA sheet that you've ever done, what's on there? Gratitude. Write things that you're grateful for, right? Because when you focus on those things, one of my favorite sayings is when you focus on the good gets better, right? So when you're solely focused on the good things that's happening, whether it's in your business, your personal life, your family, like be so grateful for them that it is just like oozing out of you. Because that way, when you're messaging people, that's oozing out to them and they can feel that, they can see that, right? So being enthusiastic, that tone of voice. And that's what I was saying, like with the voice messaging and being on with your prospects on FaceTime or Zoom, letting them hear your tone of voice, letting them see your passion and your face makes a whole, makes it a total difference, a game changer. But when you're messaging, how many of you have ever sat down to send messages and you've just went flat? Like, boom. Anybody done that? Like, I'm going to go to work. And you open Facebook Messenger and you're like, oh, and your energy tank just goes, and you're just like, oh, okay. Well now. I mean, seriously, I have done that so many times. Like, I'm going to work my business. I get my computer and I get in my comfy spot. And then I'm like, oh, well, shoot. What am I going to do now? Maybe just turn on some Netflix instead. Friends might be on Nick at Night right now. I bet I have some Facebook comments I could make instead, right? We have all done that. We have those reactions in our head, that those thoughts that you've thought all day long, that when you sit down to work your business, here they are. That maybe you're not good enough. People don't want this. People don't want to work with you. People think that your products are too expensive. People think that your products don't work, whatever it may be. So who at the end of the month has ever had a panic mode? And you're like, oh my God, I have 3 days left and I need like 50 orders. I'm going to message and I'm going to message and I'm going to message. And all of it, when you go back the next day, you're like, oh my God, I cannot believe I even said that. Did I even say that to that person? Like, that sounds horrible. Like, that sounds sleazy, nasty. How in the world did I send that message to that person? We've all had that panic mode, right? Like, just get the messages out. I don't even care what it says, just see how many orders you can get, right? So, and then you've got the people, that I told you that are like me. I sat down, I'm like, oh, there's the TV, there's Facebook, there's Instagram. Like, what else can I do to avoid this, right? I avoid. And then you got the people who are like, oh God, like, I can't do anything. I'm just going to sit here and do nothing. And they just panic and they freeze and they get overwhelmed and they're paralyzed, right? We have all had these thoughts, these emotions, like it is so normal. And so these are things that we have to like address. And so I feel like when we're coming in with that belief and we're coming in with that confidence that this business works, that these products work, you're not going to have all of those negative thoughts swirling around all day. And then that when you sit down, that you go flat, right? So coming into it with those positive thoughts, going into it ready, right? So a lot of that is like the brain dump that Andrea talks about. That's like one of my favorite things to do. Like when I feel super overwhelmed, I have made a list before and I guarantee it had 20 things on it. And I'm just like, and you thought you were going to get all that done today? Like you really thought you were going to get all that done? And Andrea tells me all the time, listen, you don't have to be Superwoman. You ain't got to get all 20 things done right now. I just need you to do 3. I just need you to do 3. Put them in order and do 3, right? And if you got more time, go do number 4. And if you got a few more minutes, go do number 5, right? So I do this on the weekends because I'm like, oh my God, I got to work my business. I've got homework to do. I got to clean my house. Got to do laundry. Got to go to the grocery store, right? Like all that thing, all those things start swirling around in my head. And I've got 2 days to accomplish all of these things. And so I've got to get them out on I do the notes on my phone sometimes, like laying in bed at night. That's like the best time for me to do it. It's like house goes quiet and I can sit down and just do a good brain dump in the notes on my phone. If you got a piece of paper and you're more of the pencil paper kind of girl, do it that way. Whatever floats your boat, but make your list, because I'm the person that if it's not on my list, but like I folded laundry and it wasn't on my list, I'm going to add fold laundry on there so I can go check, right? Like I can click it because that is so satisfying to me that like, check, it's off my to-do list. So, see, I knew somebody was going to be like me and need just to add it so I can check it off. It's so satisfying. But seriously, just having all of that confidence and belief in that high energy and just not letting the small day-to-day things just drag you down and letting the drama and the emotional things like just wear you out. That's not going to bring you blessings upon blessings. We have to think in abundance. We cannot be that victim. We can't think scarcity, right? And when we're thinking those things, that everybody can see it. Everybody can see it. You may not think that people can, but we can see it. It's just so relevant. And so that's just something that I really want to focus on, especially as our team continues to grow. Like we want our people to be confident. We want our people to be bold and full of belief, because we know 100% that this works. We know it works. You just got to show up. And they all say what people quit right before they've earned it. Just right before they've earned it, right? If Allie would have quit, she wouldn't be where she was. If I would have quit the first month that I didn't hit Emerald, I wouldn't be where I was, or I am right now, right? So you just cannot give up. You have to go into this with the long-term goal. You have to. And so I feel like that all of this goes back to your mindset, but back to the messaging. I wanted to bring up this email for you. I don't know if you guys follow Bob Heilig or not, but he sent this email earlier and it just made so much sense, because he says that he is so tired of people coming to him and they're like, what, can you give me a message? Can you give me a message? And he's like, if I hear that one more time, like I'm going to lose my mind. So he is talking about being authentic, being you, being genuine, right? If you are worried about what to send somebody, go to your sponsor and type it out. Go to your husband and say, hey, I want to send this message about Andrea. She's a mom. She's amazing. She's inspiring. And, you know, I think she would be amazing at this. Guess what? There's your message. There's your message right there. Like, let it come from you. Let it come from your heart. You don't need a script. You don't need a blueprint. Let it come from your compliments. Let it come from your heart. And so he said, authenticity is absolutely one of the most important qualities to create success in your business, but it's also the most misunderstood concept in the world, in like the concept of prospecting. So it's not something you do. You don't do authenticity. That is like the worst word to say. This is when my fifth graders would help me and pronounce it for me. But anyways, you have to use it as a tool. It is like something that you have to understand that it's coming from your heart. So let me see where this was. I wanted to read this part. It's a state of being. You have to be authentic. So it's something that, like, you aren't saying that you're being authentic by using a scripted message and just changing the first 2 lines of that message, because that's not you, right? Andrea talks different than I talk, right? Heather talks different than I talk. You have to make it you. And so when you're so worried about being authentic, you need to say that message out loud and say, like, this is what I want to say to this person. Type it out, and I guarantee it is a beautiful message. I guarantee it'll be perfect. I do it all the time. I'm like, Andrea, I want to message this person. Here's what I want to say. And she's like, that sounds perfect. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. Okay, thanks for your help, babe. Like, seriously. I mean, how many times have we done that, right? Okay, so just being authentic, be you, and just let it, like, truly let it flow, right? Like, just let it flow. Because when you get so caught up on sending that perfect message, on finding the right words to say, you're going to be so tongue-tied. You're going to get yourself so upset and so worked up over nothing. Compliment the person, ask good questions, and be real. That's all you need to do. Like, don't overthink it. Like, make it so simple. Allie, do you have a question?
Yeah, can you believe I raised my hand thing?
Yeah, I was like, you got a question?
I thought that would resonate with you being a teacher. You could be like, oh, she's raising her hand right now? Yeah, I have a question. So you were talking about go to your husband, say these things, and that's your message right there. That's perfect. And then you were like, go type it out. When we're doing our, like, first reach out message, do we have to type it out? I mean, I know we don't have to do anything, but can we, like, would it be more personal if we are more of like a talker and we're outgoing and we're outspoken rather than like introverted? Like, if that fits our personality better, is it okay for the first message to be like, hey girlfriend, listen, I don't know if you know anything. I don't know if you follow my health journey. Can we talk it out? Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I didn't know if there was like a set like way that people feel work better. Like, if typing works better, obviously we would go with that. But I mean, I feel like
Allie.
it has to be.
Just be Allie.
Yeah.
That's you, right?
Yeah.
Not me, Allie. Just be.
Right.
I wanted to say that. Like, I'm gonna tell you. Just this made me think of this. Like, the first time I missed Emerald, when I literally wanted to like never open Facebook ever again because I was mortified that I couldn't tell everyone I hit Emerald. Right? Everyone's felt it. I was like, oh my God, do I delete all those posts, that countdown? And like, so I just wanted to cry. Like, I didn't want to answer any calls. Anyways, it's all normal. You get through it. You grow through it. You guys, I got a message from Brooke Hemingway within the next 48 hours. And she was like, you know what? I just wanted to reach out to you because I heard that you were pushing for Emerald. And she sent me like a 3-minute voice message. You guys, that meant so much to me that I don't even know how I'm related to Brooke and Plexus. I probably am not. I don't even know. But do you guys realize that her voice message, who knows what time it was in Hawaii that she sent that to me, but genuine, authentic, truly caring about me. And I'm not even anything to her. I'm not a penny to her, but it literally was so great. And Michelle Thomas did the same to me. And I was like, I'm like your level 98. Like, thank you for telling me that. Thank you for telling me it's okay to feel crushed. Thank you for telling me that not many people get to where I am. Thank you for telling me that I didn't fail. I succeeded in so many ways, even though I literally cried going into work that next day. But anyways, just, yes, send the dang voice message. That's, anyone remember my senior gold speech? Send the damn message, okay? That was from senior gold. So anyways, sorry to hijack that, but I definitely think that I could be better at that too. And I'm definitely going to be sending some reach outs and they're going to be voiced.
So I love that, Alex.
Yeah, I agree so much. And honestly, like, and Andrew and I will send messages back and forth, like voice messages, like practicing. And I've like sent them to myself. Do you know that you can go inside Messenger, type in your own name and send yourself messages? Like I have a slew of voice messages in there and like, practice messages just to see what they sounded like in there. And then like ones that work, I'm like, ooh, got to save that. So I send it to myself, like, so I think voice messages are amazing. I do, because you hear the passion, you can hear the voice. It makes it's a game changer, because like Jody said, you can take a text out of context really quick. It's so easily done, and you view it differently than they view it. It's through the different eyes, a different perspective. And so when you send it in a voice message and they hear your voice, it definitely changes everything. So I'm not even sure where I was at that point, but I do know that I don't want you to ever feel discouraged or to give up, because we know that the close is usually between the 5th and the 12th contact, right? Very rare are you going to message someone, they're going to be like, yeah, let's sign up today, right? Those are very few and far between. It is usually invite to the challenge box, invite to the health testimonies, let them do a Zoom with your sponsor, right? And then they wait 6 months and then they see a story and they're like, oh, I think I'm interested again, right? Or you see they went on vacation. So you start connecting with them again. They're like, I'm still interested in Plexus. And you're like, oh, I know you are. Like, I'll get you one day, right? So it's like, you've just got to keep connecting and touch, right? Touch. It's just like with trying to get them to share. Oh, that's an amazing win. Who can we share that with? Right? And just asking and asking and asking. You've just got to get good at asking and not accepting the no, basically. Remember what I told you earlier, the objection, like when it's a no, you just got to figure it out. What do they not understand? How can you help them understand? How can you get through their objection? Right? So you have to look at your contacts and see how you can connect in a different way, because maybe the way that you connected with them didn't work. Maybe the event that you invited them to wasn't the right event. And that's okay. It happens all the time. But that's why we have so many events that you can invite to in Rooted in Health and the 3-day challenge boxes and the Pink 15s and all the things, right? That's what this is all for. So I want you to kind of start leading more with the business and the opportunity and fall back on the products. I want you to really go into this and these conversations that you can change somebody's life financially. We all here have had success with your income. You've all made money that has changed your life one way or the other. And so it's time that this team leads with that. And I feel like when we start leading more with the business and we talk more about the opportunity, and when they tell us no, we figure out why and we dig in with them and we ask good questions and we keep asking and keep asking. And every time they have a win, we keep asking, right? I feel like that is going to completely change our businesses even more. And we're already doing amazing. Jade and Jake, you can ask our business coaches. They're like, all eyes are on you guys. She was like, Genevieve asked about you and your team. And I'm like, Genevieve asked about me? About me? Genevieve? And she's like, yes, girl. She has seen all those silvers. She's seeing the duplication. She's seeing the team growth. And we are doing the right things, guys. You have amazing systems put into place. You have an amazing support system here. Things are moving in the right direction, but now it's time to dig in a little bit deeper, get more bold, get more confident, get more belief, right? Guys, I drive a Tahoe out here with Plexus on it, right? And I get to drive that beep beep around Taze Valley, right? And I'm now the Plexus girl around here. Like, I get to be that person, right? I want you to be that person. You have that belief. You have that vision for your family. You have the vision cast for your friends, right? How many of your friends are every day? They're tired. They're sick. They don't want to go to work. They want to be home with their babies. They are tired of being in debt. I was that person. I was that person who cried all the time because we didn't have the money to pay for the bills that were coming in. I didn't have time to go get another job because I was giving everything that I had to my students and my kids, and my husband was on night shift. You can't go get another job when there's nobody home to watch the kids. And that defeats the purpose of having another job when you go to pay babysitter, right? So how many people are in that situation right now? And what can you do to reach out to them in a genuine way, to reach down and dig in with them and change their life? Like, that is my goal. That is my passion right now, is to help all the mamas. Like, we have found a better way. We found a better way. Like, seriously, like, whether you make $500, $2,000, $10,000, whatever it is, it's making an impact and it's making a difference. And I don't want you to ever, ever forget that. Like, ever. You have to go into these conversations with that boldness, with that confidence, with that belief. And I'm telling you, when you do those things and you learn to ask good questions and you learn to dig into their objections, I really feel like this team is just going to go to the next level even faster. Like, doing the things, like leaving the fear behind, leaving the scarcity behind, no doubts, no worry, like no victimhood, like all abundance, all blessings, all good things. And I can see already, like, mindsets are starting to shift. Leaders are blooming, like, even more. And I'm just like so excited to see like where this team is truly going to end up this month, because it's Diamond Month, it's Sapphire Month, it's Ruby Month, it's Senior Ruby Month. Like, seriously, like all the things. Cindy's over there working, it's Emerald Month, like all the things, right? So I want you guys just to use this tonight to continue to fuel your fire. Do the Because of Plexus videos, do the Diamond Docs, do the personal growth, do the podcast, like whatever it is, but keep growing. Don't stop sharing. Stay bold. Like I said, put your shoulders back a little bit, put your chin up, because what you have is amazing. We have truly found something that changes lives, or changes people's lives in so many ways. So many ways. Like, and I don't think that it truly gets better than that. It really doesn't. And so I am finished. If anybody else has anything to share or add or questions, go for it.
I have one thing to add. You guys know I couldn't come on here without talking. Okay, so I do just want to reiterate really quick, promise, like 5 minutes, that we do have bomb systems. I just did a training for another team, and you guys, just being able to, like, it solidifies that our system is absolutely flawless, because I can literally get on a call for another team and do a training and just zoom right through it, right? Like, I'm not stumbling over and being like, okay, so then you do this, and then the step does this, and then, wait, hold on. You know, it's like, you do this, 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 and they were just like, what in the world? Like, holy cow, like, this is so simple. Why did I not think of this? But like Brianna said, lean into the system and get like razor focused. And I always go back to Allie last year in January, and she's like, I'm going to get good at duplication. And she did. It's like, if you know your area of weakness and you're not putting emphasis on that, you're just being insane, because you're just doing the same thing over and over again, and you're not fixing the problem. You're literally just like, okay, I know I need to get better at this, but I'm just going to not do it. Right. And if you can just get solid on the areas, of course, like, that's just life, right? If you can get solid in the areas that you feel like you lack in, and you can always get better. You can always get better. And so I want to leave you guys with one thing, something that really, I was going to do a live video on this in our team business page, but I think I just want to tell you guys right now. So, okay, there is, because I know a lot of the times we've all had ambassadors on our team or people who want to work the business that literally suck the ever-loving soul out of us, right? Like they say they want to do the things. Of course, everyone wants to be successful in this business, right? But they're not willing to do things to actually be successful, right? We've all had those people, right? And that is the number one thing that will absolutely make a leader burn out the quickest. Okay. And so here, listen to this quote. Okay. Every excuse that shows up repeatedly is a pattern. People who are all in don't have a pattern of excuses, right? Like, of course, we're all there's excuses. Like we're going to have, hey, you know, I had to put my dog down today, or, hey, my kid's sick. Like those types of, like every once in a while, for sure. But if you're always coming up, or that person is always coming up with an excuse, that is going to absolutely drain the crap out of you. Okay. And it's just like climbing Mount Everest, right? Like it is tough, you guys. This business is simple, but it's hard. But they don't pay you the big bucks for it to be easy, right? You're not just going to make $15,000 with excuses. I'm sorry, it's just not going to happen. But here's the thing. If you can trim those people off, or if you're just constantly throwing these people on your back and you're just throwing them on your back because you don't care who you're signing up, you're just throwing them on your back just because you want people on your team, but they are the ones that are like fleas on a dog, right? They're just hopping all over you, always biting you. And like, you know, you're just like, and you're leaving out the people who are actually trying to get up the mountain and they're reaching out a hand, but you're so weighted down with all these people on your back that are taking up so much of your time, you're never going to make it to the top of the mountain, right? So I want you guys to understand that you cannot, okay, who's ever said, so-and-so has so much potential. If they would just catch the vision, they'd be so successful, right? And you're dragging them kicking and screaming. You guys you have to, just this goes with the confidence. You have to have, and confidence is not built overnight. It is something like a marriage you work on every single day. You don't just wake up and be confident. You have to work on that. That is where you go with the personal growth, right? But that belief, you have to believe that if you let that person go, and it is okay, their success is not reliant upon you, right? Upon you. Like you literally give them, I used to always be like, well, she's just, you know, do you make excuses for them too? Right? It's like, we have a system, we know what to do. And if you're literally giving them the things and they're still not showing up, they don't want it and they're not willing to go for it. Right? And so I want you guys to be okay with taking a step back from those people, because there's like a fly in here. I'm like, but most of the time, those people are soul sucking you, and you're forgetting about the people who are actually showing up and doing the things, because they're actually showing up and doing the things, right? But if you switched it and you focused on the people that are actually showing up and doing the things, and you dug in with them instead of surface leveling with them, you could absolutely have an explosive business. It doesn't take 15,000 people to get you to diamond, okay? It doesn't. It takes a few solid people that have absolute buy-in, and your vision is being casted on them. If you don't have belief in yourself, how the heck are you going to cast vision to other people? Because people can see that. I would rather go with someone who is posting, who is on the team calls, who is active, who just, you know, even if they're scared, they're like, hey, I'm scared, but I'm doing this anyways, versus the person that's, you know, not showing up for themselves. Like, who are you going to go with, right? You're going to want to go with the person that's like, hey, I'm all in, like, I'm going to do this. It's going to be hard, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. Short-term sacrifice, long-term gain. Truly, you guys. Every single thing that I have done in the past 5.5 years, I have had moments where I've told you guys this, where I've literally failed so hard that I'm like, oh my God, is this worth it? And I can tell you sitting here right now, it is so worth it. Every single late night, I'm willing to do whatever it takes, whatever it takes. When I finally drew my line in the sand 2 years ago, I'm like, I'm going to do whatever it freaking takes for me to get to diamond and keep going. Because I will tell you, if you are all in, if you truly care about people and you're not too good to get into the swamp with your people, put on your mud boots and you're like, let's do it. You want to get on a Zoom at 9:30? Are you pushing and that person is actually showing up? I'm going to get on a Zoom with you at 9:30 at night. That's the only time you can do it. And we're going to push together, right? Because you've shown up, right? Give your time where your time is valued. All right. Because so often we give our time to people who don't deserve it. And that is the quickest way that you can literally burn out. No one wants to carry dead weight. No one wants to carry dead weight. So I just want to leave you guys with that, because I heard something tonight and I'm like, oh my gosh, because I know when you're when you're in this and you're moving and there's so many, you're learning to be a leader, you're learning to voice your opinion and learn how to, speak upon people and in a kind way and give them that constructive criticism and things like that. But don't be afraid to tell people, hey, I want this for you. And if you can see what I see, you wouldn't even be messing around right now. You'd be flying right with me. I'm ready to go, but I cannot go 65% and you not meet me. I'm going to go as fast as you go. So right now I don't feel like you're there, and that's okay. Right. But I'm going to take a step back. Okay. And when you're ready, I'm here. And that's okay, you guys. If you're fearful of letting people go because you don't think you're going to have a team, that's scarcity. Big old fat scarcity, because that tells me you're not networking like you should. You're not talking to people like you should. Really. If you're scared that if you let someone go who's not even who's not necessarily benefiting, but who's dragging you down, and you're just kind of every time you go to that message, you're like, oh my God, why? But literally it's true, you guys, but this is something you have to hear as leaders, because I know that we have this mentality that we want to save everybody and everyone can be sick. This business is not for everybody. It's truly not. It's for the people who want to be that 20% that do the things, show up, not complain, stick with it, fail forward, continue to show up, wash, repeat, learn, right? Okay. So I love you guys. I have a really, really, really cool something fun that's going to be happening in the next week or so. So be watching out for that. Another thing, I'm pretty sure everyone saw that. I'm upping our thing to 300 people this month, you guys, because I look at our numbers and I'm like, I'm not setting the bar low this month. I'm setting it high. And I know that we can fly past that, because we, like Brianna said, we have a system that is absolutely flawless. And you guys, our retention, I wanted to tell you, I don't know if I told you, but our retention is up to 90%. You guys, literally, that is insane. Amazing. That is amazing. It's up 6% from last month. I wish I could give you guys a hug, because I can see that it's soaking in. Fight for your people. This whole entire first 2 weeks of my business, I've literally been working on that manual order. The people that have only ordered and from January, February, and March, I'm working on them. I've saved so many people already this month by just, guess what? Being authentic, not sending a copy and paste message, picking up the freaking phone and calling them, sending them a voice message through, actual text. I get their phone number out of the back office. I'm not just going to text message them over Facebook. If I need that, I want to connect with them. They ordered in January for a reason. So maybe they have too much product. Let's get them consistent. Let's have them start on a different pack. If they have 2 months of the triplex and their goal is weight loss, let's get them on, a few other products. They don't have to have a slim. They can do, Ease and Metaburn and a couple other products to get them to 100, right? Let's work with this. I feel like it's we get these people in, and then it's when they fall off, we're oh, I don't want to do that. You guys, you have to look at this with opportunity eyes. You do. You really do. That is opportunity for you. That's easier. To me, getting someone back on is easier than signing someone up. It really is. And you just have to be patient, and you have to want to work and love on these people. So anyways, I love you guys. Brianna, thank you so much for the most amazing team call. I really appreciate that. This was so great. Be authentic, you guys. It'll take you so much further than a copy and paste message. Okay. Bye guys.